Now we'll jump straight to our introduction. And we know data collection is a process of gathering and measuring information that enable one to answer stated research questions, test of hypotheses, and evaluate results. We all know that just like Dr. yesterday introduces the M&D, it requires a lot of processes. And one of the processes that we were told yesterday is that you need to have data collection and data analysis in that. So before you analyze any data, you must start from a single point. And the single point you're starting from is data collection, which will lead you to the data that you're going to analyze at the end of the day. So there have been processes of involvement from day to day. We started with the paperwork, and whereby every individual used to carry questionnaires, go to the field, and then they fail, and then you come back, and then is when you start doing data entry. But through the developments of tech, we have people have come up with various ways of involvement, whereby they did bring in certain things like mobile data collection. So what are the benefits of mobile data collection in today's life that everyone can see that this is what you're actually doing and it's good to the natives? One, we have the cost reduction measure as compared to the normal movement of paperwork, whereby it reduces and eliminates the need of paper and shortening time by the field workers at the same time. It's also increased the speed of the output, whereby if you move from one stage, like let me give you an example, moving from here to Nairobi, and you want to collect your data from there. There's a flow of data whereby I'll only need to feed in my credentials and then have the data that have been sent in through. And then we have the data quality. The MDC allows a large degree of customization and insertion of many quality checks, which I think we all know things like errors, the possibilities of errors can, at the point of collections, can be evaluated, and every individual can see where the error was caused. And we have the filtering of data, and it will enable the cleaning of data very fast. We have improvement of quality and flexibility of the work. We have safe storage and backups. For example, if we store all this data set in the cloud, anyone can get it so long as you're authorized it. So you're authorized to get the data. So you see the safer of storage is at higher quality. For example, if you check when you're dealing with paperwork and you take the paperwork to in a safer house, like in your office, and then there's fire, you see, the fire might break down and actually burn all the papers, and you'll have to start afresh. And there's quick access of data so long as you have the logins, which you set your data in the cloud, you'll get everything okay. Now, the content, now I want to introduce the ODK. I think everyone is well versed with what ODK is, Open Data Kit. It's one of the data collection tools that are free source and have been developed to be used. And one will check on downloading the ODK Collect and how we set it up through Kobo Collect and the Aggregate, which is the server. We look at the configuration, how you can configure it, and the ODK briefcase, collecting of data, saving and editing the forms, uploading forms to the Kobo from Data Collect. Now, I realize ODK is very large. I know all of you have a well-versed knowledge about data. ODK is very large, but today we'll narrow down our understanding first to the introduction, whereby we'll only know how to collect the data, how to set it up, and how we can do the web interface system first. After that is when we introduce how now you can use your offline system to do the XLS system, and then you upload your data. Now, this is the process of ODK. As you can see, we have the paper survey that everyone has a look at. Here at the paper survey, at this point, you collect your data. it's in an XLS form. But whenever you want to move your data from paper survey to the computer, you must put it under XLM form. Now, this is just an outlook of all the things that you will learn under ODK. You download, like here, you can see upload the form to ODK aggregator. From your computer, it will go to the aggregator, and then it can, from the aggregator, it go direct to your device, which is Android system. You can also take the data back to the aggregator and then download it back to your computer where you can do your analysis and everything. So let's start. Today it's a practical system. So I hope everyone is having their phones and having your laptop ready, because it's not about writing notes and calling the class off. So first, ODK was developed for Android versions. The first ODK, which I think around some 3 years ago, we used to use, if you could have downloaded ODK in your phone, you are having the folder in your phone when you check. But today they have interchanged it in we are bringing Android version system, whereby if you download even right now, it will tell you that you have a time until August for the change of aggregations. So can everybody go to their phones and you download ODK from your Play Store? Those are using Android phones. Now, after you have seen it, you download it, and then we want to now configure it so that you start using it well. One, you will see something of this sort. Let's go now to, for you now to see the features. After opening the ODK, you have ODK Collect version 1.272 that you have downloaded. Is that right? And you have a 3 button on your right. The ones I've dotted in red, you can see that. I think everyone can see fill the blank form, edit, save, send, finalize, view, send. Now go to the section of general settings. The 3 button, click on it. You can see we have about ODK, we have general settings, we have admin settings and configurations via VR code. So under configurations of VR code, that has been left for ODK X. It has just been introduced the other day. And administrative settings we have there. So let's click on general settings first. Everyone is at general settings, whereby you have the server. You can see the server, you can see user interface, maps, from managements, and the rest. So under server, if you click under server, we'll come to that. We have the general settings. When you go back to, when you click administrative settings, everybody click there, admin settings. So all these will help you, if you click on general settings, you'll see the server and everything. It's just the same process the other side. Administrative password is your password that you have set when you want to send something, after creating your own aggregate, yeah, which we'll come to later. And then configuring via QR code. I've told you that one you use when you're doing ODK X, which has been just created by the version of Java. So under this scenario, what you're going to do is, I want everybody to go back and you click admin settings again. And then you click the general settings above, which will appear on your screen. Now we have, are you seeing the server settings? Now, yes. After reaching that stage, we all know what an ODK is and what the importance, yeah. Now we want to know how to create the Kobo collect box. So under here, let's focus on the aggregates, the server itself. We have the core ODK tools, which are the ODK Collect, the Android app, which you have in your phone, the ODK Aggregate, the server for the data storage and analysis tool. We have the ODK Central, a modern server with the APIs. We have the ODK Build, that is a drag and drop design. We have also ODK XLSForms, that is the Excel-based, which I think we'll cover. And then the ODK Briefcase. Now, for the learner-based system, we usually learn ODK Kobo Collect because there is a move, there is a shift. I told you there is a move. If you could see, I think everyone could have realized that there was somewhere written by 20th August 2020, ODK will move when you downloaded it. So that is the reason why most people are not using ODK briefcase currently, because it will have a lot if you don't understand Java. So teaching somebody ODK briefcase, if they don't have a basic knowledge of Java, is like teaching a class 1 student how to solve an integral mathematics. Now, under this case, I want all of us now to get to Kobo, now that we can set our server first. After setting our server is when we come back and continue. Now use your laptop, leave the phone, okay? Just type Kobo collect. Okay, the reason why we're using laptop, we are now setting the server. Yeah, the phone was to help us collect the data. The laptop now, we want now to set this up. We can set it using our phone, but I want you to see the bigger picture, like you see everything written. You are at the site. Can everybody try create account? I want you to create a password and a username. Use your name, because it's a password you will remember. Because right now you're creating your own. You're not working with the organization. We are starting from your own point of view, is when we go to organization point of view. We have two types of account: a limited user humanitarian organizations and researchers. So I think everyone here is a researcher. Use a research account, create account there. Yeah, take your own password. Make sure you remember that password and the username. Can you see the interface that I'm having? Now, I want you to click here. We have projects, the projects that you're working on, and then you have the library where you're storing everything. And here is all the projects you have worked on will be displayed under this screen here. And then deployed mean you're sending it to the aggregate that you have set. And then draft mean you're working on it and you have not yet finished. And the archives, you are creating new, okay? Here we have projects where I'm clicking, and then we have the library. Projects is when you will start all your things, the new things. We have the library. It's when you load what you have done and their publications and everything. And then, so from today, let's just click, everyone click new. So here, it's the aggregate. Kobo decided to, so whereby you can store, you can work and upload anything. It's different now from ODK, yeah? But the two are linked. So if somebody doesn't have an idea about Java and doesn't know how to create an ODK server using ODKX, they go for Kobo Collect. And many organizations today, many people today are using Kobo Collect. Why? Because they are giving a free, and it's an open source. That is the right term for it. It's an open source. Now, under here, we have build from scratch, use a template, upload XLSForm, import an XLSForm by URL. Now, we won't use a template, we will build from scratch, and we won't upload an XLSForm because that is a higher version that we'll come to. And then I don't want to import something that people have worked in. So let's build from scratch, everyone. Under here, we have a project name. So project name, you can write anything, a description, introduction to ODK. Select, it's to me, it's an educational thing. So I'll just press that. Country, we are from Kenya. And then I'll help them, and then I'll create a project. So is everyone getting this? Form is currently empty. You can add questions or any other field by clicking. Not from my computer, but from your end, what you're working on. Let's start by clicking. So we can start a simple survey by saying, what's your name? Add the question. Now, here is what I want to explain. Under ODK, we have types of question logic. Type of question logic will help us to understand what is your name. They require a text. They require you to write, my name is Olal. Which country are you coming from? But that will give you an ability to choose, like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. If it's an integer, which I'll explain on the other end, you'll have to use these as numbers. We have time when you want to specify the exact time, when your questionnaire is based on that. If you have a date, you want to put on decimals, the points. So all of them are being placed here into the range. And all this, it's the, we call it the web interface, which also happen when you go to XLSForm. So under what is your name, I'll say my name is Olal, and that is a text. From all of us understand the value of types of data, the string, character, integer, numeric, the Boolean, and others, yeah? So here today we'll write, my name is a text, and then I'll go to question 2, whereby I'll say, how old are you? Under how old are you, we also had, and age is a numeric, so we'll type numbers. Go to question 3 and say maybe where are you coming from? Which country? Which county? Yeah. So the may in the under option 1 any. Number 2 we'll have, and we have Kisumu. Still, we might continue by adding one more question by saying, what's your profession? We can say, any other question? Can somebody say any question? We can, right? Any suggestion?
Your profession. I think, what is your profession?
Your profession.
Indicate your profession.
Your profession will come in terms of a multiple question. I want to use something that is not multiple.
Okay.
Can we say your date of birth? Isn't it? Just an example.
Okay. Your telephone number.
Your telephone number is an integer. We have already worked with integer. I want something like a date. When did you start? Yes, a date, so that everyone understands how date is coming out.
Yes.
It's a widget. Any question?
Your date of birth.
When did you start?
Date of birth.
Yeah, like date of birth, yeah. So under date of birth, we will select date, yeah. And then let's all of us save. And when you're saving, you must make sure your data is on. So have you seen successfully saved? Now return to the list. Return to the list under your left corner. There's return to the list. Now on my laptop, I'm having like so many works I've done, but I want you to focus on SSD2. To you, it is the name you created on your laptop. So click on what you have worked, because at the current, it's a draft still, okay? So click on it. So let's all deploy. Let's deploy by taking it to the Kobo toolkit, deploying to the Kobo. Everyone should be getting that. Deployed the form. So my form has already been deployed, okay? I will wish everyone open, click open. It will open in another window like mine. Is everyone now seeing what you have created? Okay, now let's write our name. Like me, I can say Lal. How old are you? I can say 40. And then I can say I'm coming from, now you, okay, now let me explain this here, everyone. Under this scenario, if I write here 56, yeah, it won't go. It will just give me a red, yeah, because under here it's a text. It's a text. It's a character. So I'll just say Olal like that. And under here, are you seeing you've been given how to write numerics? Yeah, you cannot write here a name like Miss 40, and then Queenie. You can say date of birth, yeah, and then I submit. Then okay. Then now after that, just get back to here. You are done. Now look at under your dashboard. You can say you are having one deployed, isn't it? Now let's get back to our phones. Everyone, look at your phone. Get to ODK. After ODK, get to server. We all remember the password we had used the other time, isn't it? Now I want you to, the type is ODK Aggregate. Make sure the platform is at ODK Aggregate. Okay, can everybody see this one? Server settings. Yes, now go under there and open it. Sorry. We have URL, username, and password. Okay. Click on the URL. I think yours is written HTTPS open data kit, isn't it? .appspot. Rub that one up to the // and leave it at there. And then write KC .Kobo Toolbox.org. I want you to write this, what you're seeing here. Then / and then write your username. And then press OK. And then go to your username, write it, and then write password. Fill in those blanks the same way I've done them here. The password that you had created for Kobo Collect as the username, the exact one. Yes. After the org, make a / and write that username of yours there. We are done. Go back now. Now get blank document. Get back. We have fill a blank form, edit, saved form, send a finalized one. Go up to get a blank form. You should be connecting your server. Are you seeing the server? It should be ticked. Then get started. Okay, then press OK. Then fill in a blank form now. Now click on that name which you had. Can everybody see it now? Can you see what you had created at the Kobo Collect? You can fill it in by writing your name again, and then, just a minute. Can you see this one? This here? It's next to save. Can you see it? That's sent. Then you send. You go to how old are you? You write, and then you save. Which county you save. Date of birth, you select date. Under your phone, can you now see what you did at Kobo Collect? What you had created at Kobo Collect, can you now see at the ODK that you just downloaded? Then we have it. Yeah. Now you mark as finalized, and then you save the form and exit. Can we save? The form successfully saved. Everyone can get that, isn't it? It means we have just downloaded it back to the Kobo Collector. Are we home and dry at that point? Now let's get back to one point again before we continue here. Now here. Here now I want to talk about what we were learning the other time. I told you when you're setting up your server at the Kobo Collect, you have the text, you can see the text format, you have the date, and we have select single. Under select single is when you will give the privilege to the person doing the interview in the field by only allowing them to select one. If they select 2 or 3, they will have an error. I think we must do that practical before we call it a day. And then number 2, we have GPS locations, which is also there. And I think one of you stated very well that the benefits of it has a GPS, which you have to write the coordinates where you are. If I ask you where you are, we have the longitudes, the latitudes, and everything. And then multi-selection, I think we did about that. This is also one thing here. If this is an integer. Under int, there is a place under int. We'll get back to that. You write, if the answer is none, please enter 0. So if you leave it blank, it will give you an error. We also have single select with image. We have the place for image as one of the type of data that we are having, which are there. And lastly, before we get back to Kobo, we have saving and editing, which you have done. Yes? And everyone has saved everything. You can now decide to edit the saved form which you had earlier, which you have not sent. But when you have sent it to the server, you cannot edit it. It will be a mandate for that data manager who is in the office to try and edit anything that you made in the field before sending or after sending. So all of that. So let's all get back to Kobo. And now let's click on what the form that we had submitted. You see at it, you can click, and then before that, I would wish we click on new, and then let's try having more questions here, and then we see how there's a behavior change, and select many, select image, select time, and everything. We get back to the list and see the newly created one. It's under draft. We deploy the same way we said. You wait as it is deploying. You open. Okay, right now we have SSP here, and I'm trying to show you. If you select, like, are you seeing the change, the difference with select many that we had the last time? And then statistical tool preference, sorry for the misspell of error, and then you select only one. You see, you can select two. Under here, you are able to give a quotation on the length of the characters. You see, in status does not accept a character more than 30. Have you realized that for those who are doing analysis?